Welcome to the Brave Enough Show. Man, I don't know about you, but it is the start of this new year. And in my brain, I am thinking, okay, how do I want this year to be different? I'm just always inspired at the beginning of the year to think about change. It's almost like it's built into the beginning of the year. And we encourage one another to make a resolution or to clean out a drawer or to update something, whether it's in our personal life or our personal spaces. We're constantly looking for ways to renew ourselves at the beginning of the year. And that is something I like about it. I don't love gray January. I live in a state where it's brown and gray and it's sad and it's ugh. And so I always schedule a lot of trips in January just to get out of Nebraska and get to where it's sunny and green, and it does wonders for my mental state and my mood. But one thing that has really helped my mood this year and last year and just kind of stabilized me in those times when I don't feel great, which is a lot of times the winter months, is friendship and having friends that I can vent to in my group text about the darkness at 5:30 p.m. or that I can look forward to a trip that we have planned or dinners out. Just being really intentional with my friendships is something that I am really leaning into in this season of life. And the reason is because I'm a planner, I'm a strategic thinker, I'm always thinking ahead. It's just how my brain works. Sometimes I struggle with being in the moment because I'm always thinking of the next thing. And for me, that next thing that's coming up very quickly as I get ready to launch my third child this fall is empty nest. I was just speaking at a conference this past month, and one of the audience members in the Q&A after my keynote address asked me, as a woman in midlife, what I am looking forward to in the next phase. Like what do I think women should be looking forward to, and what should we be working on in midlife? And I did not hesitate to answer because I've actually been thinking a lot of this in January as I'm refreshing and renewing. And the two things that I've really been focusing on is, what do I want my legacy to be? And how do I want my age 50 to 60 to look different career-wise? And what are my relationships that are going to be the most important in empty nest season? Friendships and my marriage. Like really looking at those relationships. So I want to talk today about that, making new friends in midlife. And the biggest thing about that is just being intentional. And I want to focus and start with intention because a lot of times when it is the beginning of the year, we're like, oh yeah, we're going to go to the gym starting tomorrow. And, we get 3 weeks into January and something happens and we're up late or we lose sleep and we just don't make it to that early morning gym, right? And then all of a sudden we kind of start to spiral. And instead of having accountability or a feasible plan, we have a wish. We wish we went to the gym every morning. We wish we could get there. We wish we had all these things, but they don't happen because we don't have a strategy and a plan that's feasible, and then we fail. That happens in our life so often in January when we're doing a refresh and we are doing a reframe. By the time we get to March 1st, whatever it is that we promised ourselves we were going to start doing, whether it's creating daily time for ourselves, being healthier, cooking more and eating out less, or whether it's working on work-life balance and maybe not logging in at night to our work after the kids go to bed, whatever it is, we quit by March 1st. And statistically, we quit by March 1st. This has been shown. Like, if you make it into February, you're doing good. And the reason I bringing this up now is because March 1st is coming up. And at the beginning of March, and I do it specifically for this, I'm a strategic person. I'm starting Brave Balance, which is my small group coaching cohort. I do this once a year. It is my entry-level course. It is amazing. You can be a hot mess and sign up for this course. You can have it all together, but need better boundaries and sign up for this course. You can just feel stuck and unmotivated and not know what you need, but you know you need something, and sign up for this course. It's over 12 weeks. It's 1 hour a week. 1 hour a week will transform you. I know this because I've done it for 8 years with hundreds of women. And this spring is going to happen, whether you sign up for Brave Balance or not. And if you are someone who feels like you have really good intentions and you know what you need, but you do not have the strategies, the accountability, and the motivation to do it, or you don't even know how to do it or what you need or where you should start, you're so overwhelmed, sign up. Go to becomebraveenough.com, click on courses. I want you to be there. I don't want you to miss out on this. It's going to be incredible and you're going to leave transformed. I wish I could just have on this podcast all the women that have taken Brave Balance so that they could tell you the amazingness. I just got an email last week from a woman who took my course 2 years ago. I've not seen her or heard from her since the course because I haven't seen her at any conferences or anything. And I saw this email come through and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't heard from her in a couple years. She wrote that she just moved and took an amazing job and got an amazing promotion. And she is loving it. And she said, I could not be where I am today without Brave Balance. And let me tell you, when she reached out to me, it was not good. Like she was really struggling. She was in a very toxic work environment, but because of her subspecialty and what she practiced, she didn't really have a lot of options and she didn't see a way out of it. And yet she said the minute the course was over, she realized like she had the confidence to make decisions. She knew what she needed. She started putting all these plans in place. Now it's 2 years later and she is thriving. And she said, tell anyone who's thinking this won't solve my problem to sign up. It will solve the problem. So please go to becomebraveenough.com and click on courses, sign up for Brave Balance today. And if you're not sure, send me a message, Sasha@becomebraveenough.com. I will tell you if it's right for you or if coaching is right for you in a different way or what's right for you. I will love to jump on a call with you. All right, let's get back to friendship. Making friends in midlife can just feel awkward. And we're going to be talking about what I think a lot of women feel but don't say out loud. And that is making new friends in midlife is hard. Not because we don't want friends or because we don't value connection, but because somewhere along the way, friendships stop being built in. And what I mean by that is we don't live in dorm rooms. We don't live with roommates. We're not starting new. We're not in residency. We're not in fellowship. We don't have new jobs. We don't have play groups with our kids. We're not sitting and watching our kids play sports or swim or something where we're going to connect with people in our community. We don't have built-in proximity for forming friendships. Maybe you do. Maybe some of you listening do. And if you do, cherish that. But I'm here to tell you that in midlife, your friendships matter more than any other time in your life. They do. They matter because it is a difficult and challenging time. Your body is changing. Your wants are changing. It's a whole other thing that you're going through in midlife that you need a support of female friendship. Never more do I feel like I need friends than I do at age 50. I need more friends now at age 50 than I did at 45 and then I did at 40 and then I did in my 20s. And yet I'm not going to spaces or places where that's an option, which is why, by the way, I'm creating an amazing women's club in Omaha, Nebraska. So if you are in Omaha, Nebraska, you need to join the Legacy Collective. Go to Legacy Collective Omaha, check it out because it's going to be that space for us. However, most of us don't have these spaces and I don't. That's why I'm creating it. This is why I create in-personal connection through the Brave Enough conference. This is why I go once a year and host a retreat somewhere where we get face-to-face with each other and connect because we need friendships. We don't have a lot of space to do that in our life, but we actually desperately need it. It is a lifeline. So we're talking about it today and we're talking about why it feels uncomfortable because I think that a lot of times we think we're alone. Like I'm the only one that doesn't have a friend, or I'm the only one that feels like I need friendship, or I don't know how to have friendship and this is awkward. Like, how do I just make a friend? So the first thing I want to talk about is friendship used to happen, but now it requires intention. It used to just happen with proximity. We ran in a circle, we went to a certain work environment, we lived in a dorm, we played a sport, we had groups in our, our neighborhoods. It was something that was part of us, but now it requires intention. And midlife removes that proximity. And so we mistake the lack of ease as just like a personal failure. It's not you, it's the season you're in. And you desperately need friendship and deserve it. So that's number one, is it's harder to make friends just based on proximity and based on the season of life we're in. The second thing, and why this is important, is that a lot of us have hidden fears that stop as women from reaching out. One of the biggest things that stops women that I coach from reaching out, because I coach on this all the time. So I want to say that because it's normal. It's a normal to feel this way, is I had a friend, that friendship is gone, and now I'm really struggling. I don't even know how to make a friend because maybe I'm a bad friend because I lost this friendship. Or I put myself out there, I got vulnerable, I developed a friendship with someone who slammed the door in my face or just basically ghosted me. I think that's probably more common than an actual blow up. I think a lot of friendships just run their course, and there's not like a specific thing, which is sometimes harder. They just run their course, and nobody may have been at fault. It's just, it just disappears for some reason, and you feel like a failure. And then you think this negative loop of, I'm not a good friend. I can't have a friend. I don't know how to be a friend. I promise you, you deserve friendship. And if you put yourself out there, you will never regret what comes back. You have to give to receive, right? You have to put yourself out there as a friend to receive friendship. Making friends in midlife is critical to our health and well-being. And so many of us have fears that are on loop, that we're going to be rejected, or we're not a good friend, or we're not fun enough to be a friend, or we're not successful enough, or we're not pretty enough. Do you see all the loops? Do you hear all the loops? We often think, oh, this person isn't going to like me. I'm going to come across as needy. What if she already has a friend group and she doesn't need a friend? What if this is awkward? High achieving women are not used to being beginners and having a beginner mindset. And when you're making friends, you have to have a beginner mindset. You have to say, okay, let's start from scratch. I would like to be your friend. Do you want to have coffee? Do you want to get together? Do you want to have dinner? I recently went out to coffee with someone that I connected with instantly. And I said to her, I would love to be your friend. And she's like, you have so many friends. Why would you want to be friends with me? And it kind of like struck me. I thought, no, I have followers. I have a lot of followers. Not a lot, but I have more than the average Joe, I should say. And I have followers. Those aren't friends, right? I really wanted to be this woman's friend, but she basically was like, you have a lot of friends. I know you don't need a friend, but I want to be her friend. I thought she was funny and engaging, and we both like to travel, and we both like wine. And like, it was just interesting. Her perception of me is, I have enough friends. Why would I want to be her friend? So this is very common. And I think we have to be willing to be beginners in order to become friends. We have to go back to that beginner mindset where we're curious and we're learning about the other person and we're open. I have had to adopt a beginner mindset this year in opening a physical space business. I've never done that before, and there's a learning curve and there's a lot I don't know. And I've just had to accept that every day I'm going to be experiencing things that I don't know. The other day I was telling my husband, it's like the fishes and the loaves. Like, I learn something. I learn I need to know something. I find out the answer from someone. And then while I'm on the phone or meeting with them, they're like, well, do you have these things figured out, right? And I go, wait, no, I don't. What are those things? And it's like multiplying. Everything I learn multiplies 5 more things I don't know. Similar to medicine. When you're going to medical school, I remember that feeling. Oh my gosh, I don't know that. I don't know that. Well, I wouldn't be able to open this space if I didn't adopt a beginner mindset. We have the courage to do that with fitness, hobbies, but not friendship. We think when we're 50 or when we're midlife, we should have it all figured out. We should have all our friends, best friends for life, be it not lose any friends. That's just not true. Friendship is like anything else. We have to adopt a beginner mindset, especially in midlife when it's really hard to find friends. The last thing I want to talk about is where new friendships actually form in midlife. And I want to give hope to you because I think there's so much isolation. There are so many women feeling like, I have this thing, I wish I could share with somebody, I can't share. Even my own close group the other day, we were texting, and I just have been so busy that I've been kind of offline and quiet in the group. And then someone asked me, like, is everything okay? We're worried about you. And I just dumped like 5 paragraphs in the text group about, no, I'm not okay. I'm stressed. I'm anxious. I feel like I'm going to fail. I'm struggling. I don't feel good. I have pain in my shoulder. I've been drinking wine too much at night because I'm stressed. I haven't had like a decent, healthy breakfast in like 10 days. I'm eating, on the go because I'm going to all these meetings. So my body is just not feeling great. I'm not feeling great. My mindset isn't great. And then I got done and I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I should just go back and delete all that, because then my limiting beliefs started. Like, you're going to be the friend that's dominating the text group and dumping all this crap and being really horrible. And they're not going to like you and they're going to delete you. I mean, just silliness. And then I went, whoa, 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 whoa. No, this is what friendship is in midlife. It is standing with one another in the hard times. And friendship, true friendship, is sharing the good and the bad. You should never have to edit yourself for your true friends. You should never have to play small or not share your success. And you should also be able to share when you're down in the dumps. You should be able to say, like, I am hurting. I am struggling. I'm not okay. Shared interest spaces is a great way to meet friends, like clubs and gyms and church and volunteering and conferences. You can meet some of the best, closest people I've ever met have been through conferences and courses and retreats. Some of my closest people I have met through Brave Enough. They live halfway across the country, but you know what? When I need them, they show up for me. They're true friends. That is a great place to meet friends. Online communities that you sit and talk with face-to-face on Zoom. Great friends. I love, one of my superpowers is connecting women to other women. And I can't even describe the joy when I see online that 4 women that met at my conference are now going on a trip. These 2 women that met through my Facebook community are meeting up at this conference, and they're giggling and posting pictures of themselves eating dinner, and they're showing up for each other. I have connected and made so many friendships happen because of my courage, and I own that, and I will own that, because it's one of my most proud accomplishments in life is that I have connected women to other women that have been life-saving to them when you need it. You can meet women in shared experiences. You can, and you need to. You need to get out to that conference. You need to join that community. You will not meet friends at home after work every night watching Netflix, drinking wine. You just won't. Repeated exposure is bigger than just a one-time event. Sometimes you have to meet someone, and then you have to follow up, have a coffee with them, ask them for wine. Repeated exposure opens and creates vulnerability. Smaller settings are also really good. Create that smaller setting. One of the things I do at the conference intentionally at my conference in September is I have the Friday night open, because I want women that meet each other that first day to have space to have dinner that night together. And they do. I want them to go share a cocktail at the bar or share a cabana, and they do. And I do that intentionally because I want that connections to start to form and true friendship to form. Consistency builds being familiar with someone, which builds safety, which builds friendship. And I want to make sure I say this too. There's been times in my life where I thought I had a friend and I start getting a weird vibe, like, this person isn't safe. And people are like, no, she's great. She's great. But to me, I'm getting a weird vibe. It doesn't mean that person is a bad person. And it doesn't mean that person isn't safe for other people. But something inside of you is saying, red alert, listen to yourself. Listen to the red alert. I'm not talking about judgment. I'm not talking about external judgment, judging someone because of what they look like or what they own. I mean, that is not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about that instinct gut feeling where you're not feeling like you can be vulnerable and safe around a person. Trust it. True friends, you never have to think that way. You literally never have to think, I have to hide myself, or I have to edit myself, or I can't share this thing. You just don't. That's not what true friendship is like. Friendship is built through repeated small moments, not big ones. It's so true. I have had big moments with people in my life and shared stages and shared awards and support and success and celebrated big things with people that are really not friends because they didn't show up for me in the last couple of years. And I've had to realize, like, oh, what I thought was friendship wasn't friendship. It was transactional. This is what friendship is. And I need to cling to that. And I need to be vulnerable and give to my friends and share myself with my friends so that we can create that safe, intimate environment. So if you're listening and you're thinking, man, I wish I had more friends, I want you to know something. You're not behind, you're not weird, and you're not alone. You're just simply in a season of life where friendship requires bravery instead of proximity. Truly. And you, my friend, are brave enough to go first. So take the step, reach out. Join my community online. I really hope that some of you join Brave Balance, my course that starts in March. I would love to get to know you in that course. I would love to walk alongside you in this next few months of your life and help you transform in ways that you need to transform and set those boundaries, become unstuck, have and create work-life balance that you so desire and deserve, where your calendar matches your priorities. Go to becomebraveenough.com and click on courses if you're interested. If you're all interested, at least give it a look. Invest in yourself. We as women just don't invest in ourselves. And if you're in the Omaha area and you're craving connection, reach out to me. I would love to show you my new club, the Legacy Collective. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous, and I would love to see you there.